I'm back, my team is back, and I see you're back for another episode of Primetime Sportz. I'm your host, Malik Brown. It was an interesting week in sports. Cam Newton doesn't think everyone knows about routes. The NBA changed the All-Star format because they realized nobody's in the East except LeBron. And our own president is shooting paper towels with an ease. Oh, this not sports related? My bad. I do have some good Georgia State related news. The football team is playing tomorrow. As you all know, the game against Memphis was canceled last week, so that gave the team some extra time to get prepared for Coastal Carolina. Reporter Brianna Dahlquist is out of the practice field right now with head coach Sean Elliott to talk about the game.
Coach Elliott, first and foremost, congratulations on your first win ever as Georgia State University's head coach. Not only were you able to bring that win home from Charlotte, but the first shutout game in program history, man. What does that win mean to you?
Well, I mean, to get the first win, you know, my first job here at Georgia State, I mean, it's a great feeling, but I'm so proud of our football team to go up there and continue to build and improve our football team from an offensive, defensive standpoint, and then special teams, and to come away with the first shutout ever is great.
Week after week, we've seen quarterback Connor Manning really getting into his rhythm, really finding his own groove. What exactly are you expecting out of him this weekend?
Well, you know, hopefully he continues to build off a strong performance at Charlotte. The turnover issue was something we had a couple games into. Turning the ball over is very, very critical to a program's success, and we didn't have any that at Charlotte. So if we can continue to do that and control the football and him making smart plays, then we're going to be successful offensively.
Absolutely. What are you looking forward to most this Saturday competing against the 49ers, Coastal Carolina, I apologize.
Well, yeah, we'd like to go back and play Charlotte again, but we got Coastal Carolina. But, you know, just getting back on the field, it seems like every time we play a game, we have an open week and then a game and then an open week. So, you know, to practice is fun and everything, but it's not like playing the real life thing. And to go down there in Conway, South Carolina and play against the Coastal Carolina team, it's our first conference game. It's a ring game, so it's very, very important for us. Like I told them, I said we need to go out and we need to set the stage, get atop of this conference, and then, you know, week by week see if somebody can knock us off.
Absolutely. We're so excited about this Saturday. I know you're pumped as well. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brianna. And with me now is football analyst Justin Dewitt to get a quick preview of tomorrow's game. How you doing, Justin?
I'm doing good, Malik. But before we get started, I must say that you are rather clean today, my brother. You are fresh with this smoke gray suit, looking like Denzel out here, man.
Thank you. All right, so the last time Georgia State played, they earned their first shutout of school history. This week we have Coastal Carolina. What are the problems that they present to GSU?
Well, I'll say this. This will be a learning curve for both teams because this is the first time that either team has faced off against each other, and I'm sure that they have both done their fair share of preparation, watching film, but there's no real way to simulate a real game. So it's gonna be a learning curve. What we do know about Coastal Carolina is that they have a tremendous run game that they rely upon. They already have 4 rushers that are north of 100 rushing yards, so it's not just one pony that they saddle up and ride. They have a full stable back there. We only have one rusher that has 100-plus rushing yards. That's Taz Bateman with 133, but 100 of those came from a 56-point blowout against Penn State. So, but that's another story about another day. This Georgia State's defensive line, they have their work cut out for them because Coastal's offensive line is great. They don't give up sacks. They run block terrifically. So hopefully the defensive line coach, Skylar Magley, he's going to have to come up with some schemes. He's actually used to coach at Coastal Carolina, so maybe that plays a part in his schemes. Hopefully it does because they're going to have their work cut out for them.
Okay. So you know every team has weaknesses. What can GSU attack against Coastal Carolina?
Well, GSU should be more confident than I won't say confident, I'll say comfortable. GSU should be more comfortable than Coastal Carolina because Coastal isn't used to Sun Belt play yet. They don't play well against Sun Belt teams. Prior before this year, they've only played 2 Sun Belt teams, and they went 0-3 against both, and they were both blowout wins. They played Georgia Southern, and they played Appalachian State. Georgia State actually played very well against both of these teams. Okay. Last time we played Georgia Southern, we actually beat them by 3. Connor Manning throws 2 touchdown passes. Last time we played against Appalachian State, we didn't win, but it was a very good game, very hard-fought game. Scoreboard didn't do us too much justice, but it was a very good game. So they can take note of that because they don't play very well against Sun Belt teams. But with that in mind, they play very well at home. And this isn't just a regular home game. This marks a big weekend for them. It's called the Family Weekend in South Carolina. So this marks the biggest home games for Coastal Carolina. So that crowd is going to be packed. They're going to be excited. They're going to come out and really show support. So Georgia State is going to have to weather the storm.
Okay. So Glenn Smith went off in Charlotte. Who do you think is going to have the most impact in this game?
Well, in this game, I'll give you two. I'll give you one from each team. On Georgia State, I'm going with Penny Hart. He's been Connor Manning's favorite target by far this season. He's improving from every game. Last week, he exploded for 11 receptions, 141 receiving yards. So I'm looking for him to have a big game tomorrow. I'm thinking 100. I'm thinking 100 receiving yards, maybe 10 catches. And on the other side, remember that stable I was telling you about? Coastal Carolina, well, their lead rusher is a senior. He goes by the name of Oshama Abercrombie, and he's a straight beast. 5'9", 210 of solid beast. So if Georgia State can slow him down, they'll be in good shape. But that's a big if. You know what? My father had sayings about ifs. He says, if a frog had wings, he wouldn't bump his butt every time he jumped. Now, I have no clue what it means, but I think it means if Georgia State doesn't slow this guy down, they can be in for a long day.
Okay. So last question. Who do you think is going to win the game?
I'm going to go with Georgia State. I think Georgia State, like I said, they have that confidence on their side. They have the momentum on the side. They're coming off of a good game. So they're a big game for them, a big shutout. So hopefully this defense comes in and gets pressure in that backfield because they're going to need it.
Okay. Thank you, Justin. If you want to keep up with the game tomorrow, make sure to tune in to the audio stream on GeorgiaStateSports.com and the GSU mobile app. The men's soccer team are preparing for their matchup on Saturday against our big rival, Georgia Southern. Reporter Gawon Bae is live at the GSU Soccer Complex right now to talk to Coach Brett Cerency about the upcoming game.
I'm Gawon Bae here at GSU Soccer Complex with men's soccer head coach Brett Cerency. How are you doing?
Great, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, first and foremost, congratulations on the team's 4-1 victory this Tuesday against UAB.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. It was a good response from the guys on the weekend after a disappointing loss, and was really proud of the way that they responded and came out and got a good win.
The team must be in a very good mood right now, is that right?
I don't know about right now, right after training, but yeah, I think we're in a good place after a good win on Tuesday, and we're obviously excited to play Georgia Southern and open up conference play on Saturday.
So how do you think the team's energy is right now as they just won UAB and is now preparing for the conference game?
Yeah, I think great. I mean, obviously that's been our biggest win of the year, and then obviously anytime that we play Georgia Southern, it's exciting. So I think for right now, mentality is great, and I expect us to come out and have a good bit of anxiety and excitement and all the fun stuff that comes with big games on Saturday.
So now we all know that Georgia Southern is a huge rival of Georgia State, but we want to know your perspective and the team, how they perceive this game against Georgia Southern.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes from a lot of different ways, in that we've played them, I think, twice over the last each year over the last couple of years. So the rivalry for soccer is certainly grown, and they're a good quality team. So for us to come out and to get a win, we'll have to play well. And also it's really important to do well in your opening Sun Belt game too. So there's a lot of factors that go into us, really wanting to have a good performance, and hopefully we'll see that on Saturday.
So it's been a pretty busy schedule for the team with 3 away games and then a home game this past Tuesday. So as a coach, how are you preparing the players to be ready for this Saturday's game?
Yeah, we try and be conscious of the travel, and they have to go to class as well, and obviously they're putting in the work, and we just try and be mindful of bodies and minds and making sure that they're fresh going into games. So with the way that the college soccer season is built, sometimes it's difficult to do that, but we try our best and try and balance the training versus the rest, and we'll see what it gives us on Saturday.
Okay, thank you very much. We wish you and the team the best at Statesboro. And the Panthers will play against Georgia Southern at Statesboro this Saturday, but make sure to follow them on Twitter at GSU Men's Soccer for live updates. Back to you, Malik.
Thanks, Gawon. I'm telling you, folks, that is not a game you want to miss. Georgia Southern, Georgia State, you don't want to miss that. If you all don't know by now, I love music, mostly Drake. Who doesn't love Drake? Seems like I'm not the only one that listens to him around here, because our men's tennis team got some really big rings this week for winning the 2017 Sun Belt Championship. They'll be presented with the rings at an upcoming GSU football game. I'm telling y'all, those things are real nice, and I think I might have to go get me some. Because here at Primetime Sportz, I got a really big team, and they need some really nice things. That's all for this week, people. If you want to keep up with our content, make sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at PrimeSportz with the Z. Until next week, I'm Malik Brown. Be blessed.